Hello everybody, it is the Pug Saito here, back with another video reviewing the next Minecraft snapshot that just released today. Yeah, it literally just released today. 23W43A. We just went over the crafter, we did a whole video on that. And now we're doing a video on these new copper blocks and new tuff blocks. So, in the snapshot, of course, they've added in these new copper bulbs, trapdoors, doors, grates, chiseled variants, and then you have all of these variants of Tuff. But before I get all into that, there's a few small changes I want to go over, that being with the bats and the ender pearls. So the one thing nobody expected was bats to be updated. I mean, it is October, but who could have, if you told me that bats were being updated with this update, I wouldn't have believed you. Why? What's the point? But if I take a look here at the bat, you can see got a whole new texture. I mean, look, he's got the little ears. If I'm not mistaken, the wings look a little different. I can't tell. But overall, the bat just looks completely different. Look at this little sucker. Look at him go. He's got his little ears flying around. Let's spawn in a few more, see if we can get a better look. Yeah, super cool. Secondly, I want to test out the ender pearls. So, if I go in, let me make sure my sound is on. My friendly creature sounds. You can hear the bats. I don't think their sounds changed at all. Yeah, no, their audio is still the same. But if I use the ender pearl, it says they changed the sound of it. So now when you use one, let's test it out. Okay, yeah, now when you use an ender pearl, it makes the sound like an enderman would make, which is honestly pretty cool. I mean, look at that. So now you'll be able to hear players use ender pearls, you'll be able to hear yourself use an ender pearl, which I'm pretty sure you'd know if you use an ender pearl. But that's all for those two, just some minor changes, going over them really quick, just, you know, small things to look at. So next up we have the copper bulbs. Now the copper bulbs are the next addition to the use for copper, and the coolest thing about them is how they're dimmable. As the copper oxidizes, it will slowly get dimmer and dimmer. Now you may be wondering, oh, it'll just slowly get dimmer if you don't wax it, it's over. Well, if you get an axe, you can actually wipe the oxidation right off. So if I take this, boom, wax off, keep doing it, and it slowly progresses down. So you can fully customize these on how dim you want them if they've already gone up. Now that's not the only cool part, but if I grab this lever and this copper bulb here, grab the lever, throw it on here, and flick it on, you can see there's a little indicator there on the front, a little red dot, that shows that there is not only a redstone signal, but that it's on. But if you flick the lever, the redstone signal goes away, but the bulb stays on. Look, I can even take that, boom, the light's still on. Now if you put a lever back on, boom, there's a redstone signal to it, but it powered it off, and then you flip it again, the little red indicator goes away. The same thing works with a button. So if I grab a little oak button here really quick, throw it on top, press the oak button, you can see the little redstone signal indicators there, and the bulb turns on and it stays on. Think of it kind of like a lamp. You can set up a redstone button or a lever and just flick it once and it stays on. You don't have to set up some complicated mechanism to flick this on and off. It does it itself. It's all fully built in, which is honestly super cool. Next, I'm going to test out the different light levels of the copper bulbs depending on how oxidized they are. Thankfully, we have this whole dark area underneath here so we can test how much light these bulbs give off. So first we'll take the first copper, the regular waxed, well, it'll just be a regular copper bulb. Hit F3 and the light level says 14. I believe it's 15 if it gives off 14. I don't remember. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's a level of 14. So now if we break that, we can take the exposed copper bulb, the second stage of oxidation, flick it. It's a little bit dimmer. It's a light level of 11, so it went down by 3. Break that. Let's grab the waxed waxed weathered copper bulb. I try saying that 3 times fast. Alright, flick that. That gives a light level of 7. Let's see if I flick it off. Light 5. Okay, so light here is already 5, but brings up to 7. Grab the waxed oxidized, the fully oxidized copper bulb. Flick that on. Barely any light. What is that? A light level of 5. Doesn't even change the light, so yeah. There's a large difference between how much each one gives off, so you can see the regular copper bulb gives off a large amount of light. The next stage of oxidation slowly goes down, and like I said before, if we grab ourselves an axe, you can walk up, right click, Right click it again, you can see the oxidation's coming off and the light's getting brighter. Alright, moving on from that, we have the copper trapdoors, which make a super satisfying sound if you ask me. I love the little, it's kind of like how they gave iron doors their own little unique sound. Instead it's this little copper sound. It kind of sounds like, I don't know the word for it, but like, kind of like chain, well you'd expect like metal hitting together. That isn't an iron door, but it sounds cool. Honestly, super cool sound design. The design of these are kind of like little grates. Flip them on top like that. That honestly looks super cool. You can barely tell. Actually, you can't even tell it's there if you have it closed. Okay, that's actually really cool. You can create some cool looking hidden doorways with these. I don't know how you do it, but that's I mean, you can't even tell it's there from a certain angle. Alright, well, moving on from the trapdoors, we have the copper doors, which, much like iron doors and iron trapdoors and copper trapdoors, they have their own unique opening and closing sound. Honestly, super satisfying. Here, let's take a second to listen to this. Super cool. I believe, like all doors, they are redstone activated. I should have tested this with the trapdoors, which I'll test it now. Yeah, activated with the trapdoors. I will say it's interesting they didn't make these like the copper bulbs where they stay open. Honestly, if they're, I mean, these still could be technically subject to change. If they were to change one thing about these, I would say make them like the bulbs where a single redstone pulse will keep it open and then you have to pulse it again to close it. It gives it some uniqueness and variety compared to other redstone like devices, which can lead to different machines, different ways of detecting, like having clocks made. It's honestly a way to add a completely new aspect to redstone without just using the bulbs. Enough with the doors and the bulbs and the trapdoors, let's move on to the grates. Now the grates are another super cool item. They're kind of like windows in a sense. Take the grate, I wonder if maybe they'll make it so water runs through them. I want to test that now. So if I grab a water, because the whole thing with grates, like shower grates, have like drains, so water can run through them. So if I take this out here, let me see if water will run through it. No, it doesn't. Let me get rid of that water source. Can you waterlog them? Let's see. No, you cannot waterlog them. Okay. I was hoping you'd be able to like waterlog them. Maybe water would run through them. I guess not. But still, super cool floor design. Like if I bring these up a little bit. Bring the grates up a little bit. Super cool floor design you can have. Have like a little attic or like a little storage area. And have these grates as the floor. Super cool. You can also give like a dungeon feel for some builds. Not bad, especially the different variants. Super cool, honestly. Alright, well, nothing really special about the grates besides the fact they're like some cool flooring or ceiling or window blocks. Moving on, we have the waxed chiseled copper. Now, if you take a look at the waxed chiseled copper, you'll notice that the design on the sides are actually, they're very similar to the copper trapdoors. If not, I'm pretty sure it's the exact same pattern on the sides, which makes out for a very good palette to work with. Now you can build with these chiseled blocks, and you can build with these trapdoors and have a similar pattern going through. So if you look at that, that actually looks really cool. So you can have those as like windows, have these as walls, or you can have a little floor design. So you can go like this, have the trapdoor right there, have another trapdoor right there. Now you got yourself a little walkway. Look at that. Go like this, now you got yourself a walkway. You can set it up as like a redstone trap to where they all open and the floor falls out from under you. Honestly, it's a super cool idea to make those patterns very similar. Well, that's enough of the copper. We've looked over everything. Now let's look at the second block update. So you have your original Tuff block right here, which is, you know, the boring old Tuff block you'll find underground, your amethyst geodes, or just underground in general. Honestly, my favorite thing about finding Tuff is that it's a lot quicker to mine through than deep slate. So when I'm strip mining, it's kind of like, oh yeah, for 5 seconds I'm going to go a little bit quicker. So they added Tuff stairs, they added a Tuff slab, and Tuff walls. So now we have way more uses with Tuff. We can make stairs, slabs, walls out of them. Builders are going to have a blast with that, but it's just regular old Tuff textures. I mean, we're not too interested in that. It's just Tuff, but made into different shapes. But now we come on to the cool stuff, which we have polished Tuff stairs, polished Tuff slabs, and polished Tuff walls. So if we take these over here, You can see this kinda is like polished andesite, polished diorite, where it has that texture, but with the tough color palette to it. So it gives us a darker polished block to work with, which honestly I'm a fan of. I don't know why, I can never get it to wrap around properly unless I do it like that. Maybe you can't do it the other way. We got the stairs, we got the slabs, and we have the walls. And ooh, I do really like this pattern. Look at that. Look at how the walls go. Okay, that's cool. It's like each individual block is separated. Like if I take an andesite wall, which there aren't polished andesite walls, the andesite wall doesn't have the little separations like that. Okay, that's actually really cool. I would have expected that with like a brick variant, but no, look, that is actually super cool. I'm gonna break all of these. So that's the polished tuff, and now we're gonna move on to the more interesting variants. So here we have tough brick stairs, tough brick slabs, and tough brick walls. And we also have chiseled tough bricks. So you have tough bricks, which actually kind of reminds me of the sound of deep slate bricks. Let me grab these. Let's take a listen. Yeah, it's like a deep slate brick sound, but with, you know, it's got the tough spin on it, like the sound of it. Then you have chiseled tough bricks, which obviously you'll need a stone cutter to get, or putting the slabs on top of the putting the tough brick slabs on top of one another like that for the crafting recipe. Speaking of slabs, let's look at those really quick. Tough brick slabs. Also, if I'm not mistaken, the brick pattern looks like it's reversed. It is. Okay, that's cool. So you'll be able to have little patterns kind of like this, where the bricks are inverted. I mean, that doesn't look cool, but obviously if you line up the tough bricks, yeah, okay, yeah, that's cool. So the brick patterns are reversed compared to, say, deep slate bricks. Yeah. Got the long bricks on the bottom, then the half bricks on top to line up. Alright. Next, we have the tough brick stairs, which are right there. Let's listen to them. Yep, just sounds like the tough bricks. Got the stairs, super cool, just like the other ones. It's a reverse block pattern. We have the tough brick walls, and I was talking about these, how I expected the separation to be there, but they're actually here, so let's test this out. Yeah, same thing, there's no separation. It is cool to see a brick wall, though. But I am just obsessing over this tough wall. Well, the polished tough wall. I really like how there's separations like that. Finally, we'll be moving on to the block. I believe you're only going to be able to find... Okay, just chiseled tough. Maybe we'll get a stone cutter and we'll check all these after this. But these are blocks... Oh, you're going to find all of these in the trial chambers. But these, like... They kind of look like... Have you ever seen Avatar? Like the wind or the air nation. They're like little symbols. They have like little air symbols on them. The little swirlies on the top. Honestly, a super cool block. Look at that. They got the little swirly. Kind of reminds me of the netherite design, the top part. Or the, well, not netherite, but ancient debris. So let's grab ancient debris really quick. It reminds me of that, where it's like the little swirl pattern. See that? Although it's opposite of this one. Ancient debris goes clockwise. This one goes counterclockwise. Okay. Obviously, the sides are different. But yeah, imagine building with these. Let's grab some, like... Let's grab some tough bricks. Go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Look at that wall design. Super cool. Alright, next let's break out the stone cutters. See how these work. So let's get the stone cutter out. Let's grab Tuff. Grab like a stack of it. Okay. Okay, so you can get all variants of it just from a stone cutter. You don't gotta go and venture down and find the trial chambers to make these. Let's see, same for copper. Let's look. Copper. Yep, you can get the chiseled copper, the copper grates. Obviously, you won't be able to get the trapdoors and the doors out of it. You're gonna need a regular little crafting table for that. Grab the crafting table, of course. Same old door recipe and same old trapdoor recipe. Alright, that's simple enough. Honestly, I really like what they're doing with this update. Look at all the blocks we're getting. We're getting the freaking crafter that we went over before. I don't know if they've added... They did a few bug fixes to the crafter. But there's not much else changed with this sucker. We already did a video on that. You can go watch that after this one. I believe that's it when it comes to the snapshot. We've got new copper stuff, copper bulbs, copper grates, chiseled copper, copper doors, copper trapdoors. We have the new Tuff variants of chiseled brick, chiseled brick. Tuff getting its own variants of stairs and walls and slabs. And honestly, I cannot wait for this full update to come out. So if you wouldn't mind, if you like this video, please make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you enjoyed my content. And leave a comment down below what part of this new Minecraft 1.21 update you're excited for. And I will see all of you guys in the next one. Peace.